Today we're going to show you a tweaked double Rage Tower diamond base that not only does amazingly against the Clash of Wayne troops, but will also serve you greatly next month when the event ends. Here is the base. Now, I know a lot of you in High Legends probably recognize this base because it's been quite common for a bit, but there are a few notable changes to this base that make it quite different and really good in the LAVALOON event. Now, let me explain what is happening here for a second in terms of the bases. So this is a base not obviously freshly built by Dima, but tweaked by Dima. And this is part of essentially one of the programs that he runs in Blueprint, wherein he'll post a couple of tweaked bases a week, I believe. Don't hold me to that, but I believe it's a couple of tweaked bases a week in a particular like Patreon sort of thing. And if you're subscribed to the tweaked bases, you obviously get the base links for all of these. And it is far cheaper than buying bases fresh, because when you're making a fresh base, it takes a lot of time for the builder to make the base, and ultimately you are paying for the builder's time when it comes to a base. Whereas with this tweaked bases, program's going to be the word I use for it, that Dima does, he's not spending as much time because he'll be using a base that is already built within the game, but just making minor improvements to it that can make the world of difference at Town Hall 16. So you're going to see here, Alxel, there's no way I can pronounce that word. Let's call him, is coming in here with the LAVALOON. Now, the LAVALOON event, it's only got, at the time of recording here, 5 days left, so you're not going to have to defend these troops a whole lot longer, but you'll be able to use it at least for the last 3 days of the event if you want. But you're going to see later in the video, we're going to show some non-Clash of Wayne troops, and this base is still getting defenses, because look at this Rage Tower on the top. That is such a brutal Rage Tower, and some of the time on this base there's a Rage Tower at the top, some of the time it's an Invis Tower, but there's never this many defenses in the Rage Tower at the top, which makes it incredibly effective against LAVALOON. You saw all those troops got completely wrecked, but it also makes it good against Root Riders that you'll see later in the video. Anyways, I'm aware I didn't do a great job of pitching the tweaked bases program that Dima does, but hopefully you kind of understand what it is. Just more frequent bases, a little less effort in it, but still way more effective, and definitely something you should look at doing if you want to take your Legends League bases to the next level. Not even just from a you using them perspective, but you can look at the tweaks Dima makes to bases to learn how the best base builders in the world trap their bases. And now we're going to see a Zap Root Rider hit. So you see the Zaps come from the top side of the base. Now obviously Zap Root Rider is not the strongest Root Rider army, but on a base like this it should be insane. You get the Zap on the top side to get awesome value with that, and then a King and Queen dive for the Town Hall, and the base really shouldn't be able to defend after that. But a beautiful Tesla farm on the base. The Tesla farm's not often there on the base. Normally the Teslas are spread around. There's a couple down the bottom, but Dima has switched those Teslas around. Now it's worth also noting that at the moment you can see Dima is running a Super Dragon CC, but once the the Clash of Wayne event ends, don't run a Super Dragon CC. That's just not a very good CC to run at all. And you'll run triple Ice Golem. That's going to do even better right now, because that's just going to stall the Queen up even more, and she wouldn't be able to get the Town Hall down. And look at this. Pop the Queen ability, and he's desperately trying to get this Town Hall down, because if he gets the Town Hall down, the Root Rider's pretty likely to run over the rest of the base. But you can see here, just can't quite get the Town Hall down in time, and all these Root Riders are going to sit on the Town Hall, and that is perfect against this Root Rider attack, because I don't see a lot of people do, when they do a Sui into Mass Root Rider, whether it be Zap or not, I don't see a lot of people suing the back end of this base. There's just not a lot of value there. But definitely Sui into the Town Hall gets a lot of value, but double Rage Tower is brutal. Now, obviously, I say this every base video we do, obviously the meta is still going to be relatively easy in November. It's not going to be anywhere as easy as it is right now, and it'll take people probably a day to get used to hitting on a slightly harder mode of the game. But remember, in the September, the hit rate in the game is still pretty high. We have had a few nerfs, but even at the start of October, the hit rate was pretty high. So this base isn't going to guarantee you every defense, but it's definitely a really good way of catching some people off guard. And I love running bases like this, tweaked bases, against attackers, because attackers will know how they take down a certain style of base and they'll often do the same thing, but if they don't take note of the changes, it will cost them dearly. Now, obviously, queen charge attacks really aren't popular at all at the moment, but if someone's using a queen charge attack during the Clash Arena event and is still high enough to find Dima, they must be okay with the army or have some insane bases. I guess we'll never know, but we'll watch this attack here. So the queen charge coming in, really nice Valk to bring with it. I mean, look at that. The Valk clears all of those skeleton traps, but have a look at this top area of the base. I am a little surprised that the attacker decided to queen charge in here. Now, is queen charging popular? No. Is it going to be popular? I think it's going to be more popular in November than it's been for the rest of the year, but I expect to see more warden charging than queen charging. Maybe a couple of queen charge Lalo and root riders, but nothing more than that. And look, this queen gets completely wrecked here. Look at how much damage is on the top side. Now, if you've got a keen eye, you'll notice that the hero equipment combination here is not good. I believe he's running the healer puppet and the mirror clone. Not a good combination at all, but I don't think it would have mattered even if you ran Frozen Arrow in this vial. It's just a brutal area of the base to charge, and these two sweepers would have finished the queen off. So, I mean, I feel like I started this attack saying this guy has to be genuinely good because he is doing, you know, a crazy army in the Clash Arena event. This attack doesn't look like that, but you'll see that this attack actually ends up getting quite close. The Flame Flinger gets good value, but he has actually cleared out most of the important targets on the base. So you might be looking at it going, this guy's clearly a terrible attacker. What is he doing? But this actually gets quite close in the end, and I think it says everything you need to know about the meta, and if you're doing a skilled army, that you don't need too much to go right to get a 3-star. But on top of that, just how hard it is to defend and how important these rage towers are on the base. So the Eagle Artillery is going to stay up, and this is going to end up being -30, which you will definitely take on the defensive end. But that's it for the normal one. Let's finish with one more LAVALOON defense. And we'll finish with one last LAVALOON defense. Obviously, this is the primary army to defend for at least the next 5 days. Obviously, if you copy this immediately, you'll have 3 days of usage. But what I really want to spend this replay talking about, as we can see, a king coming in for 1, maybe 2 air defenses, queen getting rid of 1 sweeper, which is nice. What I really want to talk about with you guys right now is what you thought of the Clash Arena event. So I'm going to do a video, probably dropping the day after this one, about ranking each event ever against each other, see which is the best one. And I want your opinions on this LAVALOON event, because I think it's the hardest one to rank, because I don't think it was that good. Obviously, I'll talk more about it in the video, so if you want to see it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and you can enjoy my opinions on all of the events we've ever had in Clash of Clans. But I don't know how I feel about the LAVALOON this year, and I want your opinions on it too, because obviously I know what mine is, but I want to see how popular my sort of opinion is, and whether you guys agree or not, because there were plenty of things that were cool about it, but there were also plenty of things that it just felt very monotonous. Very monotonous, and it didn't... I feel like it's nearly impossible to defend, and it was tough to defend last year, but it wasn't impossible. You could do some crazy baits. In fact, a few of the bases we released were a little crazy, but they were able to stop you. But if you enjoyed it, really do let me know. I just think it's going to be a stark contrast going from this to next month, going back to it, and people are going to say, wow, the game's too hard. But it's in reality, it's still going to be pretty easy in November. You're just used to this LAVALOON level of difficulty. Unfortunately for this attacker here, wasn't able to get the easier difficulty to translate to a 3-star attack. But yeah, let me know in your comments down below about that. Now, if you do want to learn more about the tweaked bases, I think it's a subscription, like a weekly subscription program, let's call it. That's a great word for it. I'll try and gather all the info I can between recording this now and posting it, and I'll put it all down in the description below and with a link that can take you to that. If I don't, just spam tag me down below and say hooked noob, and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. But that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. Actually, I lied about the events thing. The events thing will come out on Wednesday. Sorry about that. So we'll have the events come out on Wednesday. So you've got a couple of days to formulate your opinion and let us know what you think.